Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever wanted to create digital content, you've probably slammed right into the usual roadblocks. We're talking expensive gear, ridiculously complicated software, and just a serious lack of time. But today, we're going to dive into a blueprint that bypasses all of that. We're exploring exactly how artificial intelligence is fundamentally changing professional video production.
Think about this for a second. Can you make a video without a camera? It's a question that literally would have sounded ridiculous just a few years ago. Can you really make full, professional content without ever touching a lens? The answer is an absolute, resounding yes. And the best part is, it doesn't require a closet full of expensive lenses, high-end microphones, or a degree in film editing. The old way of creating, honestly, it was just deeply intimidating. It required heavy financial investments in hardware and a massive learning curve just to get a basic project off the ground. But the new way fundamentally shifts all that heavy lifting from your hands directly to your imagination. We are talking about using intuitive AI prompts, simple clicks, and a digital workflow that takes just minutes from start to finish. It is a completely empowering shift in how we create.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to cover the camera-free revolution, the foundation of topic and script, production of voice and visuals, assembly through editing and export, and finally, some bonus tips for growth.
All right, let's kick things off with part one, the camera-free revolution.
What's really fascinating here is how this whole concept takes what used to be an overwhelming production maze and boils it down to a super simple 6-step linear journey. When we strip away all the technical jargon, the entire pipeline comes down to these 6 pillars: selecting a topic, generating a script, synthesizing a voice, creating visuals, letting the AI edit, and finally, exporting the file. Okay, let's dive into this and see exactly how AI handles every single one of these crucial steps.
Moving right along to phase 2. Our foundation, topic, and script. So step 1 is locking in a solid topic. You've got these massively popular niches, right? Finance, technology, storytelling. They are popular for a reason. They have a huge algorithmic demand. By choosing proven categories like educational content, travel facts, or product reviews, you basically ensure your idea has a built-in audience eager to watch before you even start creating. The why behind this is actually pretty simple. Algorithms consistently favor content that answers common questions or triggers really high emotional engagement.
For step 2, we move on to the script. This is where you get to treat your chosen AI writing assistant as your own personal copywriter. You just hand it a super direct, simple prompt. For example, you could say, write a 5-minute YouTube script about how to make videos using AI. And within seconds, the AI spits out a cohesive, fully structured draft. It naturally understands narrative pacing, intro hooks, and conclusions right out of the gate.
But here's the absolute crucial point. Let me rephrase that, never just accept that very first draft. AI is incredibly fast for sure, but it relies on your human direction for real nuance. You can instantly command it to iterate. Tell it to make the script more engaging or highly SEO optimized so people can actually search for it. Ask it to be beginner-friendly, funny, or highly professional. You are the director here, shaping the final narrative to perfectly match your intended audience.
Let's jump into section 3, production, focusing on voice and visuals.
Step 3 is your audio. And look, we are way past the days of those robotic, clunky text-to-speech programs that sounded like a GPS from 2005. By dropping your refined text into a modern AI voice generator, you get a realistic, natural-sounding narration. It even includes subtle, human-like breathing, pacing, and inflection. Plus, because AI scales globally, you can seamlessly convert your script into English, Urdu, Hindi, or literally any language you require, and it won't lose that natural tone.
Now for step 4, the visuals. This is where you use your prompt as a virtual camera lens. You just feed descriptive magic spells into an AI image or video generator. If you type in a command like, a modern office with a person using artificial intelligence to create videos, the AI analyzes millions of data points to synthesize that exact text. It generates a high-quality, completely unique visual representation of your idea in just seconds. And honestly, this right here shows you the sheer versatility of artificial intelligence. You aren't boxed into just standard pictures. You can command the AI to generate everything from rich 3D scenes and cinematic shots to motion graphics, animations, and even photorealistic talking AI avatars. The creative boundaries are entirely defined by your imagination. It allows you to match the exact aesthetic tone your story is calling for.
Which brings us to section 4, assembly. This is all about editing and exporting.
Okay, step 5 focuses on the AI video editor. If you've ever spent hours, just a totally frustrating evening, manually dragging, cutting, and nudging tiny clips on a confusing timeline until your eyes cross, you are really going to appreciate this. Think of your AI video editor as a tireless automated assistant. It takes on all that tedious heavy lifting of timeline assembly so you can focus purely on the overarching story. With just a couple of clicks, the AI editor automatically analyzes your script's keywords and maps them directly to your visuals, perfectly syncing your downloaded voiceover to the imagery. But it goes way deeper than that. It automatically transcribes the audio to add highly accurate subtitles. It layers in dynamic visual transitions between scenes, drops in mood-appropriate background music, and even places relevant sound effects perfectly in time with the action. It's essentially an entire post-production team operating in seconds.
So once you're happy with all that automated magic, step 6 is just hitting export. You can export your final project in crisp 1080p, 2K, or stunning 4K resolution. And here's why this is a real game changer. The AI allows you to instantly reformat aspect ratios. With one click, your file is perfectly sized and completely ready to be uploaded anywhere, whether that's a standard horizontal YouTube layout or vertical formats optimized for TikTok, Instagram Reels, or Facebook.
Finally, let's look at Section 5, some bonus tips for growth.
Look, making the content is only half the battle, right? To actually maximize your views, you really have to understand algorithmic behavior. An attractive thumbnail and an SEO-friendly title packed with relevant keywords, that's what ultimately gets people to stop scrolling and click in the first place. But to keep them watching, you absolutely must hook your audience in those highly critical first 10 seconds. Combining those retention strategies with consistent uploading is going to make a massive difference in signaling to the algorithm that your content is worth promoting. We've seen how wildly easy it is to replace an entire traditional production studio with just a few smart AI prompts and an automated workflow. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. With no budget, no expensive gear required, and the immense power of artificial intelligence at your fingertips to do all the heavy lifting, what will you create today? The barrier to entry is completely gone. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Keep creating, and I'll catch you next time.